right, so here we are with the new issue. My column is about swamp fiddle. What the heck is swamp fiddle? You may have not heard the term. It's kind of my term, to be honest, but it's a cool one. And the style is very cool. It's one of my favorites. I love it. Now, what is it? Well, it's kind of where the New Orleans thing and the Memphis country-fied blues thing and the Cajun and the beginnings of R&B and blues all kind of mixed together. And there's some tricks, if you know, it increases your coolness factor by far. So let me dive right in because we don't want this to be too long today. This is not meant to be a whole course. This is meant to be just a quick overview of stuff you can try. So, let's dive into the mechanics of it. Number one, the first thing you need to know to understand swamp fiddle sounds is major pentatonic. Now, not to get too theory-y on you, but if you say D major scale, I'll kind of assume most of you know that. To do major pentatonic, the secret formula is you just skip the fourth note and the seventh note. Let's check that out. So the first note is D, E, F sharp, third note, skip the fourth, no G, A is the fifth, sixth is the B, skip the C sharp 7. All of a sudden it sounds folky, fiddly. I went outside the octaves there and on either other strings, those letter names, D, E, F sharp, A, B, in the key of D, are the 5 notes. Penta meaning 5. Simple as that. I have a little homemade chart here to show you. Check it out. That's what I just played. You see that? D, E, F sharp, A, B, and another D. And that's the 1, 2, 3, skip the 4, 5, 6, skip the 7, and of course 8. You understand? So that's the first part. That's like the main bones of what we're doing here today. The second part, jumping right ahead, is we overlay blues or minor pentatonic over the top of this. So let's check out minor pentatonic first. In comparison, parallelly, which isn't a real word in the English dictionary, I looked it up, should be, in a parallel fashion, D minor pentatonic in our example would be the first note of D in comparison to D major, as in everything explained is always compared to the most common stuff, major scale. So D major, friendly D major. What we're going to do for the secret formula for the blues or minor pentatonic is skipping the second, skipping the sixth, and lowering the third and the seventh. Got that? I'll give you a chart in a second. So, skipping the second, no E. This F sharp, the third note, will go down to F. The sadder note, we'll keep the fourth note this time. Keep the fifth note, same as before. We're going to skip the B, the sixth note. We're going to take the seventh note and lower the half step. Right away it sounds sassy and spicy as blues does. Now you can also add a secret extra note called a blue note. It actually is the flatted fifth note of the scale. So let's check that out. This is a super secret special extra note. So far we had the D, F, G, A is the fifth note, and C and D. So A is the fifth note, but how do you flat the A? Well, those of you who are experienced know that it's on the other string. So you can't flat an open string. So that's the other alternate A is fourth finger in the D string. So let's lower that one. You gotta curl your lip up with that one. Extra sassy, isn't it? So some people call it the devil's tone even. There's the octave lower. Now, officially, without that flat fifth, it's called minor pentatonic, of course. With the flat fifth, it's supposed to be called the blues scale. It's all the same to me. It'd be the same to you, the same in effect. Play the blues scale and add that note when you want. All right, so it's an extra note. I have a chart here. I don't think I showed you this yet. Another chart, a homemade chart. Here is the D blues scale. D, F, G, A, C, and another D was our notes in this key. Notice how it's kind of a convenient little symmetrical fingering on 2 strings. I called it an easy zone. I first used that term in my Fiddle Jam book. it's easy. Makes it easy. No brainer. Just jam till the cows come home with just those notes, those fingerings. So it's D, F, G, A, C. All right, and it's the formula is 1, skip the 2, flat the 3rd. Doesn't mean it's going to be a flatted note in this key, because the original was F sharp. It's going to be lowered by half step. That's what the flat means. And the 4th, the 5th, skip the 6th and lower the 7th. All right, and with the extra note, the A flat is called the flatted 5th in this key. So that's all the blues stuff. So now you know about what major pentatonic is, what minor pentatonic is, and the extra note making it blues. The real cool stuff with swamp fiddle is when we mix it all together. It's major, it's minor, is it male, female? We don't know. Is it anything? Is it, well, let's check it out. So again, at the very beginning I said major pentatonic is the main bones of this, with the minor pentatonic thrown overlaid in and around it. Let's check it out. So all together now we have 1, the first note, the second note, E. We also had the flatted 3rd from the blues. We also had F sharp from the major pentatonic. We had G from the blues. We had A flat from the blues. We had A that was shared by both. We have the B, the 6th. We had the flat 7 from the blues. That's quite a fistful of notes. It looks like this. Another homemade chart. There it is, all mixed together. Oh my goodness, you say, what am I going to do with that? Oh, well, that's the reality of it. Now what I do is I use the minor notes to slide. You notice I put little arrows and stuff where those notes can slide. So D, E, I use the flat 3rd to slide into the F sharp. G, I use the A flat, the flat 5th to slide up so it matches the A. And you can even slide that flat 7th too, if you want. It's not one of the notes, but check it out. In reality, do I practice this as a scale? No, I don't. So, but do I use this all the time? Absolutely, positively. I use the flat 3rd to slide into the 3rd. Oh, there's your spice. There's the flat 5th to slide into the 5th. Also think, whoa, that's cool stuff. Now, usually they slide up. Some of you may have troubles if you haven't slid much before. There is a physical left-right brain thing to work on. If you have trouble sliding, check this out. You need to be able to do it with both down bows and up bows. So say that F to F sharp slide. Try it with the down bow a few times. So you're sliding the finger up and the bow is going down. Now replace the finger back to the lower second finger and do it with an up bow. Some people have trouble with that at first. They go, they get all discombobulated. So try up bow, replace the finger to low 2 and up bow, slide to F. Try that a few times. Slide to F sharp rather. And try the same with the down bow. Replace the finger. Now do it a little more musically. Down bow, sliding up, and up bow sliding up. Seems simple to explain it, but a lot of people have trouble with that at first. But it's like riding a bike. Once you got that, your brain kind of connects and go, oh, got it. And you'll be able to do it from then on out. You need to be able to do it with either down bow or up bow. Now do you slide down once? You can, but don't do down bow, slide up. That's the trouble some people have. So get to be able to slide up, replace the finger, and slide up with the next bow stroke. So that's a little trouble spot some people have. So, again, what else can you do to spice this up? Well, again, we can go outside the octave. So in the key of D, there's an F to F sharp on the E string. There's an A flat to A. On the G string, as I mentioned earlier, there's A flat, slide to A, B, C. Sounds cool, doesn't it? Swampy, slidey. And this is where like styles like Cajun and a lot of the Memphis-y blues, kind of countrified blues stuff lives, and these kind of things. Zydeco music. I played on Zydeco Man for 10 plus years. So, the other way you can spice up is by adding drones. The drone is almost always, just like fiddling, is the root or the fifth. In this case, D or A. So, If I'm playing on the A string, add open D. If I'm playing on the D string, add open A. Really spicy there. If I'm playing on the G string, add open D. If I'm playing on the E string, add open A. Do double drones too. That's D with the fourth finger, D on the G string. You can do A that way too. The key of D is right for this stuff on the fiddle. So the only other thing I didn't cover, as I mentioned in the promo video, if you saw that, was rhythms. Rhythms for this swampy style are all over the map. It's all about the eighth notes, really. Eighth notes can be straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or they can be swung or shuffled. Now shuffle, the term shuffle in these bluesy idioms is not the same as shuffle bowing in fiddling. It's called shuffle bowing, I've heard, in the bluegrass world. That's not the same. Shuffle rhythm is roughly a triplet bass, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. It's got a loopy effect. But here's the rub. In the styles, New Orleans-y styles, everything is so swimmy and swampy that really the musicians only meet on the beat, and everything that happens between the beat is up to the interpretation of the player. It can be straight, it can be shuffled, but the shuffle can be real eights in the beat, or it can be almost straight. Do you hear the difference? Straight, maybe triplet, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, or it can be even later. Or it can be even earlier. Subtleties, isn't it? And it won't be the whole band does this together. It'll be one player will do it one instrument will do it one way, another player will do it another way. I'm from Buffalo, New York, where there was a strong shuffle scene that came out of the 1950s in that town, still exists today. And I was indoctrinated by listening to the older guys, where the piano player would do triplets, like boogie woogie stuff. The guitarist would do a boogie woogie that was almost straight. And at the same time, the drummer would make it real like it would all rub together. They line up on the beats together, but everything that happened in between the beats was up for grabs. It's kind of neat, and I love it that it can't be written. That's one of the things I love about these styles the most. That attracted me as an uber-trained guy, classically trained, all this stuff. And it's like, what? You can't write this stuff down? That is so cool. There's no way to quantify it? Oh, that's awesome. So I love it being a rebel. Maybe you will access the rebel in you and be a little more swampy, and maybe this gives you a good overview. And one day I may produce a full course called Swamp Fiddle. If you're interested, let me know, and that'll maybe push it up to the top of my to-do list. But hope you enjoyed this. I should play out, and hope you guys see you next time. All right?